ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filters today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I love how Donald Rumsfeld is giving Obama right cover when Obama's basically continuing the globalist neocon policies that they adopted from Zbigniew Brzezinski and the Democrats. That's if you know history. CNS News, Rumsfeld, U.S. ties with Karzai gone downhill like a toboggan under Obama. He goes on to say a trained ape could do a better job at war than Obama. Can you imagine if somebody else other than Rumsfeld said that, they would say that they're claiming that it's racist? Truth is, that's a classic saying, regardless of race, to say, you know, a trained monkey could do a better job. But the whole point is that that's not even true. Obama just helped the EU and NATO take 93% of Ukraine, fomenting a revolution of ultra-Hitlerian right wing to overthrow the elected government. Russia seized its military bases and pipelines and has been dealt a huge defeat. And weapon systems are being run right up to their border now. They've been kicked out of the G8. And they spin this like all that matters is America's winning. So politically, oh, Obama's losing. Oh, look, he didn't do a good job. Oh, look, Karzai's talking bad about him. Oh, look, he's an idiot. Which then makes the left come and defend Obama and go, oh, see, the right wing's attacking him. This is literal good cop, bad cop garbage. And again, they want to condense it down to Coke versus Pepsi, Chevy versus Ford. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of this mindlessness. It's either you're for America or you're for Russia. No, I'm against the EU and George Soros destabilizing the whole region and starting a new Cold War. I don't endorse the stuff the Russian government's up to. But you know what? They're not in my life. They're not trying to take my guns. Georgie boy is. Georgie boy is trying to kill the dollar. Georgie boy is funding anti-family movements. Georgie boy, I wonder why he was behind drug decriminalization, and I've now discovered the reason. I don't know everything, folks. Far from it. I watch, I research, I figure things out. Now I know. I've been looking at these state laws on the medical marijuana. You waive your rights and become a ward of the state, basically, and become basically a new criminal or welfare class when you go on. Even if you pay for it, they are inducting you into a system as a drug head and taking your kids and taking your guns and harassing you. And so, I mean, I say just keep the things illegal, and, you know, they've reduced the sentences down to almost nothing. I mean, just, I mean, if I had glaucoma or I had a stomach problem and had to smoke it, I don't like pot, folks. I'm on record. I mean, I've smoked it but didn't inhale like Bill Clinton. I'm joking. Come on. No, I've inhaled, let me tell you. And I don't like it. I don't like stimulants either unless it's like coffee. I like mild stimulants. I like alcohol. I like tobacco. That's the pantheon of my drug-taking world. But it's unbelievable how slick these people are. They can take anything and turn it into a screw job. And, you know, Obama's been trying to keep mandatory sentences in for pot while acting like he's pro-marijuana legalization when they've tripled the raids on the states where they don't make you a ward of the state. Was it Oregon and California don't make you wards of the state? And so they're SWAT teaming them until they pass laws the feds like that just turn you into an invalid of the state, like Michigan and others. And the Colorado law is so confusing, I can't even understand it. And believe me, folks, if I can't read a law and understand it and have to go to a lawyer to understand it, we got a problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back with Greg Palast to get into what's going on with all these bankers' suicides. You guys repulled me that Bloomberg from yesterday? Thanks. Oh, but I want to say something here on air. I really had the realization that I've got an incredible crew. And they just get better and better, and they all love liberty. This is the best crew I've had in 18 years. I salute you guys out there, because I didn't have a crew 18 years ago. I had Buckley. That was it. Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his two-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex. Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com. The facts are in. The studies are legion. Sodium fluoride and other toxic members of the fluoride family are devastating the health and cognitive ability of the American people. So why are the social engineers adding it to the water? Simple. Dumb down the host population that the parasitic technocracy is feeding on. We may not have been able to get fluoride out of the water supply yet, but we can help to get it out of our bodies. I am extremely excited to announce the exclusive InfoWars Life Fluoride Shield formulation, fusing 6 of the best documented ingredients from around the world to help the body remove not just toxic fluoride residues from the body, but a whole host of toxic substances. Let's take a stand against the globalist by blocking their poisons with Fluoride Shield. I use Fluoride Shield every day. Secure your Fluoride Shield and other pioneering formulations at InfoWarsLife.com today. Let's start cleansing our bodies now and support the Info War at the same time. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
Take you live to the Central Texas Command Center in the heart of the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
There's no secret room of other patriots out there to fight this tyranny. We're it. This broadcast, you out there. All the other patriots that love liberty and love justice. All the other real media out there that's fighting for freedom. We're being hit by a very sophisticated globalist takeover, but once people are aware of the attack profile, we're able to turn it back around. Unprecedented, folks, to have Obama, if you just joined us, I'm going to play this for Greg Palast coming up and get his take on it, saying his #1 threat is a terrorist nuke going off in New York. That'd be the perfect way to take control of this country and start a war with Russia. And he said it in the same line talking about Russia. And here's the headline: Russia is ousted from group of 8 by U.S. and allies. Russia has been trying to reform. Putin obviously is a quasi-dictator. He gets elected, but it's kind of like Bloomberg because he controls the situation. But the point is, Russia was not expanding. Russia was not starting a bunch of wars. I'm not romanticizing them. I'm not saying they're an angel. But trying to do all this over a small annexation when the EU and the bankers just took over 93% of the country, financing a coup d'etat with Soros and others involved, and the Russians kind of grabbed their area. I'm surprised the Russians didn't grab half the country. And I'm not defending what the Russians are doing. It's just this is what happens. Stalin grabs half of Poland, Hitler grabs the other half. Or vice versa. History repeats. And you see Spain going for independence, areas of Spain, Catalonia. You see Venice voting 80-something% for splitting off. You see all these other countries. You see Scotland voting to get out of the UK. Are we talking about sending battleships or aircraft carriers there, missile cruisers? And the government they've put in, people use the term Nazi too much, but the Ukrainians in the Western side were pro-Nazi in World War II. And they really have put people in as the vice president and the rest of it who actually are on video heiling Hitler and stuff. And we've shown you that. So, I mean, it is a horrible situation. Why are they kicking off a new Cold War? Why is Bloomberg reporting, like we've been reporting for a year, that bankers' deaths shine light on stress in industry? They've changed the headline. Guys, pull it out of the stack from yesterday. In yesterday's stack, we have the Bloomberg headline where it says coroners looking into deaths. And now they've memory holed that and changed it to they're looking at stress in the industry. Very, very interesting that they've done that because it is the same article. And it's a lot of people jumping out of buildings or being found dead. And I think some of them are being killed. In the next hour or 50 minutes that we've got left with Greg Palast, investigative journalist par excellence, I want to get his take on the waterfront and the anniversary of the Exxon Valdez. I want to get his take on other investigations that he is part of. That is just some of what we're going to be breaking down with him. But clearly they're turning the fear meter up as Obama's approval rating goes down, run by the same special interests that run the Republican leadership. Clearly, they're starting a new Cold War now with kicking the Russians out of the G8. Unprecedented. That'll only hurt the people of the EU, the U.S., and Russia, and just allow more inside groups to kleptocratically control where trade is allowed. It's really simply amazing to have this going on. GregPalast.com is his website. He's a New York Times bestselling author. He's an investigative journalist, and he writes for Vice Magazine, The Observer. And, of course, he's no stranger to this broadcast. He's been coming on for about 15 years. And he, of course, is host of Newsnight, one of the biggest shows over in England with the BBC as well. But he has to come on shows like mine here in the U.S. because there's such a wall of censorship and dinosaur media. But I wanted to get his take as a geopolitical traveler, not just as a former top federal fraud investigator with the Justice Department, on what we're seeing happen in the different power blocks, because this is a big deal, what I see happening, this new violent reset with Russia. And I want to see from his study the players involved, if he agrees or if he can augment or disagree with the gestalt I threw out about the new geopolitical reset that's happening towards a new Cold War and where he sees this going and tying it into the banker deaths. Then we'll look at a bunch of other issues and his latest book that's out. Greg, thank you for coming on today.
Glad to be with you, Alex. Good points to be making. It's worth the discussion. And we're on the investigation. I have to say, one of our team just came back from the Ukraine, Zach Roberts, and one of the members of our team is Ukrainian, and I can't use his name. So we are covering the Ukrainian story, as well as obviously I'm on because it's the 25th anniversary of the Exxon Valdez, another investigation, not completely separated, because we're talking about oil and banking. And that's what Ukraine comes down to. You're either talking about oil or banks. That's about the end of the discussion on the geopolitical front. In the Ukraine, in fact, if you want me to throw in my 2 cents of where our investigation's gone so far, I'm happy to do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, on the Ukraine, understand that this started when the Ukrainian government under Yanukovych, who's an ethnic Russian, as are a little more than half the people there, he was faced with basically a demand for a takeover, a hostage taking by the banks of the West, the World Bank and the IMF.